Hey, what's up everybody? Dustin from Golden Spiral Resale here, doing a little bit of Jiu-Jitsu rolling. We got 6 rounds for you today. This is my 3rd rolling session since I've been released from my hernia operation. So still trying to take things pretty easy. I had every intention of recording my 2nd training session, but somehow I managed to not actually hit the record button, so we're picking back up with the 3rd session. Okay, so first up here, going up against fellow brown belt Doug. Doug is from Brazil. Doug's a really cool guy and a great training partner. We started getting a little close to the edge of the mat, so we do a little bit of a reset here. And then we're right back at it. We're both pretty much looking for grip and balance control and stability here, and doing a little bit of problem solving. But we're doing this without going 100%. It's important to pace yourself and take some time to analyze some positions, and maybe you'll find some things that you would otherwise miss if you're just trying to rush through and just gotta get that sub. Or I've just really gotta keep them from submitting me. You see that a lot. I'd suggest putting yourself in vulnerable positions often when you're training jiu-jitsu and try to learn and grow. Jiu-jitsu is way more than just trying to beat people up and make them say uncle. You gotta be okay with putting that ego to the side and just tap. It's not a big deal. Everybody gets got in jiu-jitsu. So we're just sort of working back and forth a little bit, and I'm trying to be conscious of not straining my core too much. I usually try to be a little more active from here, but that's okay. It's giving me a chance to get out of my comfort zone and try to learn a little bit. Still focusing on grips, frames, and balance. That's probably the bulk of my jiu-jitsu focus when I'm rolling in general, to be honest. The fundamentals are key. Knowing when to move, when to shrimp, or hip escape, or move your hips out in the right position. So basically simplify, go with it whenever you can, and try to be a little more strategic than your training partner. And it's definitely always okay if you're not. That's why we train. We're always trying to push each other and get better. So if you're a white belt or blue belt and, pretty early on in your jiu-jitsu journey, just don't get discouraged. Hang in there. I promise it gets better. But there's always going to be people there to smash you. It's one of the good things about jiu-jitsu is no matter how good you get, there's always somebody better. And it really is a good thing because it tends to keep most jiu-jitsu practitioners pretty humble. And most people that do jiu-jitsu pretty regularly are pretty cool people and easy to get along with. I tell you, when you're on the mats, especially in the early stages and you're not used to it, you're usually pretty quickly forced to face the realities of what it's like to be strangled by someone much smaller than you, and what it's like when you can't breathe, and that really gets under people's skin, and they'll either usually quit because they just can't put that ego to the side, or they'll decide, wait a minute, how do I learn how to do that? And I'm not going to be that statistic, and I'm going to hang with this, which is what I did. I remember in my early days of jiu-jitsu, being a fresh white belt, having nights after class where I could barely hold on to my steering wheel because I was so sore and out of shape, and I was wondering what I was doing to myself. But I just decided, you know what, I'm not going to be that statistic, because if I'm not mistaken, like less than 1% of people that start jiu-jitsu end up making it to black belt. So this is one of our youth jiu-jitsu practitioners at the gym, Hudson, and I was just explaining to him a little bit there about my sensitive area for my surgery and how I'm kind of easing back into it. And right there, I wanted to make sure that we're in frame, so I just do a little bit of readjusting there, and then we're off to it. This is my first time rolling with him, so I'm always curious to see what that's like. And right off the bat here, I can sort of sense that he's probably more of a guard player and likes to play guard, so I'm going to see if I can make him work a little bit for it. He's definitely scrappy, and I can tell he's trying to use technique, so gotta give him that. Right here, I catch myself checking to make sure I'm recording for one, and then just smiling, being happy to be back on the mats, and sort of just grinning to myself about all the energy underneath me there, and then I managed to mount Hudson there. I think right here I managed to get a quick little sub. Don't really exactly remember what it was. I think it was some sort of choke maybe. And definitely don't go out of my way to sub kids too much every once in a while. And the very first time I roll with maybe some younger or lower ranks, especially if they seem to have a lot of energy, I always try to maybe go ahead and sub them once, just to maybe give them a reminder that there are levels. And then right there, we were getting out of frame, so I just swept him back into the camera frame real quick. And he's doing a good job here trying to block my legs to keep me from getting back into that mounted position. But I'm applying probably a good little bit of pressure to him. And right here, he's practically begging me to Americana this arm. And again, I don't really have anything to gain from just beating up a kid or from a lesser skilled opponent. So I'm trying to give him a chance to work a little bit, try to give him some other options. And here, I'm just sort of staying balanced. And then I start trying to coach him a little bit, because he eventually starts to kind of realize that my balance is off right there. Yeah, and then I start just sort of encouraging him because he doesn't know what to do. So good job, buddy. I'll be sure to post links down below in the description, by the way, of the gym that I train at. If you're ever in the area, stop by and come train with us a little bit. We're always pretty welcoming to visitors. It's great to meet new people and train with them. So here I'm just pretty much framing. You can see my left arm and elbow there against his head, trying to keep him from closing too much space and still letting him work a little bit. He manages to get a little bit high on me here, and then I get a quick little sweep here. And then I managed to get back on top, and then he tries to triangle me. And I end up breaking out of it just as the buzzer was going off. And then that was the end of that round. So, giving him a little encouragement here. He did a great job. Shout out, Hudson. Keep it up, buddy. And now I'm going to have a roll with Professor Christos. He is the owner and head instructor at this gym, and there he's given us the green light to film there. I was just double checking with him, and we're off to it. So again, we're mostly just flowing tonight. I'm still easing back into things, and thankfully I have some great training partners that are willing to oblige and not beat me up too bad. Really appreciate it, everybody. I think right here we're having a conversation trying to figure out what the song is that's playing on the radio as we're training. Then we're right back at it. I tell you, it's always great and a lot of fun to train with friends. I've known Professor Christos since before either one of us did Jiu-Jitsu, actually. So we go back a long way. And like I said, it's just always great to be able to train with your friends. He was actually one of the main people that inspired me to get past some of my fears and go ahead and just take that first step and walk through the door and start training. I think he started training probably somewhere like 5 to 7 months before he finally convinced me to join. But Professor Christos has always kicked my butt pretty consistently over the years, and I'm thankful for it. Lots of puzzle solving going on. It's one of the things I love about Jiu-Jitsu. Really helps you over time with problem solving skills. We often refer to it as human chess, or folding laundry while people are still in it. A little bit of a readjustment as we get a little too close to the edge of the mat there. I don't usually go for guillotines, and that's mostly just because I'm not that good at them, but while I'm working on getting out of my comfort zone and sort of limited, why not try to work on it now? And of course he gets out of it. And that's the buzzer for this round. Here, Professor is just sort of checking in on me and seeing how I feel after rolling a little bit. And thankfully, everything was okay. Still making progress. Okay, so next up, I'm going to be rolling with my buddy Corey, who is a high-level purple belt and really good friend of mine. I harassed this man for probably about 2 years before he finally came and joined Jiu-Jitsu, and then he got the bug. Now he competes a lot, and he is a formidable opponent, and he gives me lots and lots of trouble now whenever I roll with him, so I'm really proud of him. Corey and I have been friends for a long time as well, and we like to talk a little smack to each other, of course in a friendly way. And this role is no different, and there's definitely going to be a few moments where it's probably a little more obvious. Good to keep things light and fun, especially while we're not doing competition roles. Kind of waiting here to see what he's going to do, and then I notice a little opportunity to just go ahead and turtle up. You'll notice I'm trying to stay low and balanced. It's really important to control your opponent's hips and shoulders. And right here I managed to clear the legs. And then again, you see I grabbed by his waist, the belt. I'm trying to control his waist and hips along with his shoulders if I can. Well, shoulders and head. I think right here he starts taunting me a little bit about threatening with some sort of leg lock, and I of course assure him that he has nothing, and then I post up and start talking a little bit of smack and just open myself up and let him know, come on buddy, whatever you got, I'm ready. Love you, Corey. Corey's an awesome friend and great training partner. And then right along in here somewhere, there he is. My friends Erica and John, who were both purple belts in the gym, have a little boy who noticed that I was recording and decided it was in his best interest to go ahead and make his presence known. And I thought that was pretty awesome and pretty cute, and got permission from the parents to go ahead and leave that in the clip. I'm a parent myself. I have 2 young kids, so I get it. It's hard, and they got a lot of energy, and they're running around all over the place, and they can be really funny. I know my kids definitely keep me on my toes. And there I managed to catch a nice little sweep. Nothing too crazy. You gotta watch your limbs and your balance. and of course that neck. And that's going to be the end of round 4. And right here, I give him a little bit of a after roll sweep there, since he tricked me at the beginning of the roll. Shame on you, Corey. Okay, so this is my first time rolling with this gentleman. I am absolutely drawing a blank on his name right now. I'm sorry, bud. Terrible with names. But right here, I'm just explaining my hernia situation and just letting him know I've been easing back into things and not going 100% just yet. And he ended up being a really good training partner, seemed like a really cool guy. But yeah, really respectful role. He was really conscious of my injury. At one point, he stopped to ask me, sort of like, are we going too hard? Do I need to slow down? And I assured him everything was okay. I would let him know if I needed to tap or slow down. Pretty fun role. Sort of taking my time, trying to assert some sort of top position or dominance, and just let him work a little bit. There he is checking on me right here. Just putting a little bit of pressure while I fight those legs off. And here we do a little bit of a reset because we get a little too close to the edge of the mat. So right here, I managed to pin this arm with my left foot, and I'm working my way into a more dominant position, and I'm going to start looking to attack this left arm of my opponent and probably go for an Americana. And there's the submission. Like I said, a lot of times when I roll with white belts or blue belts for the first time, I don't always continue this, but just that first time, I might go ahead and tap them once or twice just to remind them of those levels and how important it is to keep training and never get too cocky. We always got to stay humble. So right there when we reset, I went ahead and decided to go ahead and get past his legs because I noticed the first time around he definitely had more of a guard player feel, and so I wanted to go ahead and control that. And then right here, he actually thought I was going to pull him up, and then I joked about how that might be boring, especially since he knew it was coming, so I didn't know what I was going to do. So then I just started to work other stuff. And that's going to be the end of this round. Good job, Blue Belt. Good work. And here I'm just giving him a little bit of words of encouragement, and I think he was asking me how I thought he did, and I thought, and still do, that you did good, buddy. Good job. Just keep it up. Hang in there. And so now it is another round between me and Professor Christos. This is the final round of the night. Again, just to reiterate, I'm really trying to be conscious of my balance and all the grips that are taking place and trying to solve the puzzle in front of me. And Professor Christos is doing a great job at making me think and making me work, but also not just smashing me, which he absolutely could, and just dominating me the whole time. So thanks again, Professor, for working with me. Trying to control as many limbs at a time as I can. But depending on the level of whoever you're training with, it can feel like you're trying to defend yourself against an octopus, because there's just always a limb there that seems to be in the way and causing trouble. Just barely avoid getting all the way swept here, but he could have absolutely gotten all the way and then got back on top of me if he wanted to. That's going to be the end of our round. Thank you, Professor Christos. I love you, brother. Again, I appreciate you and Coach Tobi being so welcoming to me, coming into y'all's gym recently. Really appreciate it. And thanks for watching, guys. See you in the next one.